Hey you guys, it is Ivy and welcome back to another video. As you guys know, this channel, it's strictly all about the paranormal. So today we are going to be talking about something that is really fascinating to me. It's something that I've been fascinated by. Today we are going to be talking all about shadow people. Please, if you guys like this video, if you guys like my videos, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Go ahead and also hit that like button so that I know that you enjoyed it and I can create similar videos to this. Let's go ahead and get started and let's talk all about the very mysterious, yes, yet very terrifying phenomenon that is starting to happen across the globe: shadow people. You go on about your night and then you start to see this being out of the corner of your eye more and more frequently until you realize that it has the shape of a person, but it has no features. It's just this pitch black shadow. What is this thing and why do you keep seeing it? Shadow people is actually a phenomenon that has been happening since the very dawn of time, and the term shadow people was coined by a woman named Heidi Hollis who studied these beings and gave them the name. You can trace shadow people back to ancient times, including in biblical things such as the Quran, who describes beings like this as pitch black sapient beings that aren't entirely spiritual or physical. And even people in ancient Europe have reported seeing these. They described shadowed being as beings that desired blood, and without it they just couldn't be reborn. And in modern times, people are starting to see these things all around the globe, and it's starting to happen much more frequently, which is kind of terrifying. So before, all these encounters with these shadow beings would usually be from like the corner of your eye or your peripheral vision, but more and more people are starting to see them in plain sight. What horrifying reason do they have to want to be seen now but not before? It's like they're up to something, right? So these beings are usually described to be silhouettes of actual people. They resemble people just like you and me, except they're just dark shadows. And most of the time, they're just this dark mass with a shape. But sometimes people see them having red eyes. And if red eyes does not spell out evil, I don't know what else does. There are so many different theories about what shadow people actually are. Are they ghosts? Are they demons? Are they interdimensional beings? Are they aliens? Are they not real at all? Let's go ahead and get started with the first most scientific one, which is a figment of the imagination. So mainstream science basically just says that shadow people are just a figment of our imagination. Human brains tend to play tricks on us. For example, when we're really tired, we might see things that are just not there. And when we see things from the corner of our eye, our vision, our peripheral vision just tends to detect motion. It doesn't really tend to detect actual things, which is why something out of the corner of your eye can appear to be something that it's not. In other words, illusions. There can also be things like real shadows that are caught in car lights. And for example, when it's dark and there's just dark masses everywhere, you might just start to make something out of nothing. For example, a chair might become an entirely different thing. It could suddenly, in the dark, in pitch black, it can suddenly become this terrifying shadow person. The point is, the human eye and the human mind can be fooled. But, I mean, that can't possibly count for every case, right? I don't think so. I mean, they've caught in pictures, they've caught in videos of these things, and hell, I've had an experience with it. And I'm not going to chalk that up to my imagination because it's literally what I experienced was definitely not my imagination, but that is a story for a different day. Let's go into the other theories about what these shadow people. So another popular theory is that they're just ghosts. Ghosts tend to usually have like a very misty appearance. They also usually have, you can see some type of clothing on them, whereas shadow people are more of a black mass with the silhouette of an actual human being. But ghosts tend to usually have a face and you can actually see it, whereas shadow people are just shadows. And then, of course, there's the fact that sometimes they have glowing red eyes! Okay, so another popular theory that this is the one that I kind of believe, and that is that they are demons or other entities. I personally do think that they are demons. Why? Because shadow people tend to usually see shadow people when they go through negative experiences. Mind you, there are times that are not extremely negative that people see shadow people, but more often than not, you will see a shadow person when you are going through something negative or something bad, and it's like it's like they almost feed off of that negative energy, and it kind of draws them toward. And then, I mean, can we talk about the glowing red eyes again? I can't get over that. My shadow person that I saw personally did not have glowing red eyes, but I can't imagine if it did. That would be extra terrifying. Right, Annabelle? You guys can't see her, but Annabelle's there, and she's freaking me out because she's like staring at me. Of course, there's the thing where they believe that the more frightened you are, the more often you see them, because they kind of feed off of that. But that's more directed to one specific shadow person that we will talk about in a future video. Next popular theory of what shadow people are is that there are astral projectors. So if you guys don't know what astral projecting is, it's basically when you have an out-of-body experience. There are people that are really beyond awoken, and they can do this. So basically they can take their spirit out of their body and actually travel to different places and even different dimensions through their. So people speculate that these shadow beings are actually just, astral projectors, just speculating and just looking at other people, maybe a loved one, maybe an ex, I don't know. So another popular theory is that the shadow people are time travelers. They believe that they appear to us as these shadow beings, and the only reason why we see them as these shadow beings is because, like astral projectors, they're just kind of just looking at what's going on in our certain timeline. So another very popular theory is that they're interdimensional beings. And this one is actually very interesting because even mainstream science is starting to believe that they may be interdimensional beings, which is kind of crazy. To believe this, you have to go behind the science that this is not the only dimension that is out there. There are other countless dimensions that are happening at the very same time as ours that are very parallel to our dimension. Even though these other dimensions are invisible to us, they believe that there may be these other dimensional people that have found a way to get into our dimension and be able to travel to and from all these different interdimensions. Kind of like the Marvel universe, I guess you can. That's what I'm comparing it to. It's the only thing that I can think of because I just finished watching the Avengers. So that's the only thing I can think about out of the top of my head. Here's where we get into like the stuff that's really interesting. Physics and quantum mechanics and all that stuff. We are at a certain vibration, and people and science and physicists believe that other planes of existence will have different vibrational levels. Science is even beginning to look at it at a quantum level, which means that even the smallest, most tiniest particles have their very own frequency of vibration. Some even believe that our dimension is starting to mesh together with another dimension, and which is why we're seeing these shadow entities. It also accounts for the fact that we're starting to see them more frequently, more clearly, and why there have also been more reports of ghosts and UFOs and aliens and all this stuff, because our dimension is beginning to clash with another one and beginning to merge into this one big dimension. Yeah. Another very popular theory, and this is actually the theory that Heidi Hollis herself, the person that actually came up with the term shadow people, believes, and that is that they are aliens or extraterrestrials, people from another world, abductees, people that have been abducted by aliens have said that they have seen my guinea pig. That they have seen aliens pass through walls and just disappear and all that stuff. You know, the stuff that shadow people do. The reason why Heidi Hollis personally believes this is because people that tend to see shadow people are also people that had experiences with being abducted by aliens and have also experienced experiences with extraterrestrials, which is why she believes that these entities are aliens. But honestly, in the end, no one knows what they truly are. There is no way to prove or disprove any of these theories because unless we actually ask the damn thing, but I don't think they talk. At least the one that I saw didn't talk. So we don't know what they are. So let me know, what do you guys think shadow people are? Do you think that they're aliens? Do you think that they're ghosts? Do you think that they're interdimensional beings or astral projectors? Definitely let me know. I personally believe in the theory that they are demons, but at the same time, I also really like the theory of the fact that they are interdimensional beings, because that theory is kind of cool and it's backed up by like science. So I think that's pretty awesome. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like button and turn on the notification bell. Oh, that is so much to say. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!